good long Wednesday yesterday, and today worked a lot of both days worked a lot of situations, trying to get situations in, get them on film, trying to make them understand situation smart football, and got a lot of different things in. Very pleased with the mental mindset about what you're trying to accomplish in each period. I mean, transition. And we did a little, as he moved the ball type things in first and second, doing it that way. And these young guys got to understand that. And guys have done a good job all the, from the defense to the offense, and understand what you're trying to accomplish. A lot of red zone work, a lot of things like that. So very proud that way. It's getting better. Still got a lot of work to do. Some young guys are getting a lot of reps. Get some guys banged up here and there. So it allows these younger guys some opportunities. They can take advantage of it. Like I say. I always tell them sometimes they don't have to come out just because they're young. So we'll see. But making progress. We got a long ways to go. A long ways to go. Question?
Did it take a while after that break to kind of get back into the swing of things at all, or? Not
really. The second day was pretty good. First day was a little okay, and then the second day it got going pretty good. They had some urgency.
To your point about guys being on the mend, we saw that a couple of receivers were out today. Campbell was out. Obviously, that's probably because of rest. And
I just got to get healed up. I mean, that's time you're going to work him so hard, and then, those supporting muscles and things. You got to, and he's right on time. I mean, he was never going to be healthy. That surgery is a 5-month, almost 6-month type deal. So I mean, it takes a long time to get fully healthy.
And what about Auden Tate? We saw him out as well.
He was running the route yesterday, and Trey Marshall was covering Nooney on a motion. Auden made a move, get off the press. 20 ran slap, wide open. Ran into him, didn't even see him. They had a big collision. So he had some minor symptoms like a concussion type deal. So I think he'll be all right there too. He wasn't all that bad, but he knocked the heck out of him. He wasn't covering him, and he wasn't looking for him. Unbelievable.
So Gavin returning punts today. Was he working with receivers as well, or just doing the punts?
Yeah, well, he's trying to get back. We got him. He can run straight line. He's changed the direction of that high ankle there, but we can get him catching the punts. And that's something he did in high school. Did very good. And he'll kick return, punt return, we'll have him back on all those things.
Jimbo, the way you guys recruit, you don't always get players for 4 years, 5 years. So with this 2016 class, what were the expectations for them going into year 2?
Just to, incorporate yourself into the flow as quick as you can and learn what to do so you can become a contributor. Don't worry about playing. Worry about knowing what to do and how to do it and how to practice and how we do things around here and have the culture and the mindset in which we want you to have. And then we'll fit you in where you got to be. So, there's always urgency for those freshmen to play, but at the same time, you can't, some of them will, some of them won't. You'll adjust as we go. But big thing is buying into the culture, how we do things, how we practice, and the learning curve, and not just being able to do it once. You got to do it every time, and knowing your assignments inside and out. But all these young guys have done a real nice job. They've adjusted really well. I've been pleased with them.
Does it breed competition and practice when an older guy knows that if the younger guy's playing better, he's going to be around?
Like I said, there ain't no age limit on playing. Anybody, you got talent, they can play well, put them in the game. We've proven that over time. We've played a lot of young guys over older guys, but hopefully it'll push their older guys in the right direction.
Is JJ banged up too? Or?
Yeah, he got banged up. He got hit. He'll be back hopefully in a couple of days.
Those guys are usually not contact?
No, they were live.
Oh, really? In the scrimmage?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you do often? Or?
I do it quite a bit last year. Got to play. That's how you learn to play.
How do you weigh the risk there? Do you think you got a little banged up?
What's the risk of not? I'd rather know now than when I get in the game. I've always done that.
Is anything serious with him, or is it just?
No, he got a slight concussion.
We mentioned the receivers. Having 3 of them.
Have you ever been here?
Having 2 active, fully active scholarship receivers today. How much does that affect what you're able to do in practice?
No. I didn't play. Move tight ends out there, move running backs in there, interchanging with different personnel, being able to do those kinds of things, and they learn from that way. We actually, that day was one of our better days. Executed threw the ball really well. Threw the ball really well today.
Assuming you've had a chance to look at the film of this scrimmage, what for you has kind of stood out as things you liked, things you didn't like, players?
Things I liked. There was competition. There was physicality. But just there's a certain way you can be physical. But if you're being physical, that doesn't always make you a great football player. You got to play with great intelligence, situations, down and distance, and be consistent. Bring energy. And affect the guys around you in a lot of ways. I'm not, like I said the other day, I wasn't mad. There's a certain way you got to play, and there's a certain level we're going to get to. And you got to hold them to that standard. But we competed. There was a lot of big hits. A lot of big hits on the offense end. A lot of great runs, a lot of great throws, catches, tackles, sack, rushes. There was good block. There was a lot on both sides. It was really good competition. Both sides were back and forth. Responded. And situationally, got a lot of things done, and guys played smart situations. But at the same time, we're still at a level that you can't allow good to get in the way of great.
Sticking,
And that's a major thing.
sticking with that, I mean, what's been your thoughts on the O-line at this point? 'Cause I know today we saw a couple guys out, Baselli was out.
Baselli got banged on the knee. He was blocking the guy, and a tackle come by blocking his guy and clipped his knee, and he sprained an MCL. So he'll probably be out the rest of the spring. Nobody was on the ground, just guys. He was blocking his guy, he was blocking his guy. The guy just caught his knee.
And
Who
we also saw Ball out, Leonard out.
Leonard pulled a hamstring in the scrimmage. He was blocking the guy, sat down on the guy and did it, and pulled a hamstring in the groin. He played 2 or 3 more series and come out and were holding him for a while. He got hurt, and Ball got banged up.
Derek Kelly was another one.
Got banged in the head. That was yesterday in practice.
Jimbo, last year you said before the season that for a young quarterback it's maybe more important how the guys around him play. But now that DeAndre's going into year 2 and it's kind of the opposite, he has a lot of younger faces around him.
Not really, though.
As far as receiver and all that.
Not Tate. Nooney didn't play a ton of
That's
ball,
true.
man. I mean, they were playing in big moments the whole second half of last year. I mean, I don't buy into that. It's their job. Their job to play well around him. I don't care who you play quarterback. Those guys, don't do their job. I don't care if you got Joe Montana or Tom Brady back there. He's not going to do it. And there's a standard they got to be held to. They're not young. They're not young. They're juniors. Those 2 guys are juniors. Keith, that's the thing about Keith I was sad about because of getting to work. He had a great camp, but looked really, really, really good. Big and strong and fast and was doing real well till he had that. But then the tight ends. And then still been able to run the ball and the backs catching the ball. We do that. So they all got to play well around him.
Last year,
Go ahead.
I was saying, what's been your thoughts on just, I know we talked a little bit about the line in terms of injuries, but as them as a whole, what's been your thoughts on how they've done to this point?
They've had good and bad. Our defensive line's pretty good. There's some guys on that side of the ball pretty daggone good too. Can rush and play, and it's been give and take. They've won some, they've won some. It's been back and forth.
he said it wasn't always on the offensive line last year. Sometimes it was checks for DeAndre. Have you guys gotten to fix that?
Backs got to pick up blitzes. Tight end got to pick up blitzes. Routes. People don't think about that. A guy run a route at the wrong depth. A guy break a route off too quick and get covered. You know what I mean? And make you freeze. And sometimes it's hard to find throwaways at times. Inconsistencies at times. And it's an accumulation thing. That's why the execution offense is so. People don't agree with it. Well, people do agree with this. I understand. It's easier to be good on defense than it is on offense. Because the rhythm and the timing of one little thing can really screw you up and screw everybody up. You know what I'm saying? 10 guys. And, that's the thing. Just being in time. And it's not hard. Things we're doing are not hard. It's things they know. But as we get better, I've been pleased. Last couple of days we've made some progress. In the first part of practice, we've made some progress. We made some great throws and catches the other day, as good as we've made in a while. And we're tightly covered. Guys making plays, and they made plays on defense. But just the standard and the consistency. I want more of it. A lot more of it.
Since that sometimes throwaways aren't there, did you think at all last year that DeAndre held onto the ball too long, or was there just not?
A couple times. Sometimes not. Depending on the situation. I understand something. That guy took you on 5 game-winning drives as a freshman. Brought you back at Ole Miss. Brought you back in North Carolina, Miami, Michigan. Who else am I missing? NC State. There's no. The year he had to pay, and this guy's a big-time player. Big-time player. And can play. And can lead, is tough, is accurate, can throw the ball, and he'll make a lot of money in this game one day. He'll make a bunch of it. And he's getting better and better, and he works hard and does a good job. So, he has some things wrong, but the guys around him do. And that's the thing with quarterback. You get all the glory, all the blame, and I can't answer your question. Sometimes it was this, sometimes it's that. That's ball. That's just ball in general. And that guy that only has the turnovers he had, and then the situations and big moments, probably play as well as anybody.
So I know I asked you before the season if you thought he was clutch, or you said you believe
I
it.
think he's competitive, and I think he's understanding that. There's still a ways to go. I think it's thing, but the competitiveness to do what he did. North Carolina, we're first and 25 on the 10. Mississippi, we're gone. He starts playing. We start playing. He got the energy going. NC State, the throw he made to win it. Miami down there and got hurt, had to come back. The other throws he made to come back and win a game. Michigan, could have responded, put his head down, made a third down throw and catch. It was great by Nooney. The other guys made the plays too, but that guy, they believe in that guy. They believe in that guy.
Clemson, he had him.
Yeah, Clemson. Clemson, he's driving us to win. We jump off sides twice. He's got us right there in field goal. To tie it and go ahead. And took us down to win. Had a couple. I ain't going to get into that again. But all that
I
stuff.
tried.
But that guy in a big time game. He competes and plays. Now here's the thing. You got to do it again. And there's levels you say you go to another levels, but it's not always numbers, it's just presence. We get so caught up in numbers. numbers don't decide how well you play. It's a situation in which you were put in and how you handle those situations. Sometimes the numbers come, sometimes they don't, but making smart plays and big plays.
But in terms of competitiveness and everything, with a young quarterback, it's still one of the hardest things to learn is it's easier to go on 2nd and 10 instead of taking a hit on 1st and
Yeah, but sometimes you
25.
can't help it. Quarterbacks can't throw it. They throw it away. All right, if all the routes are inside, there's a dump route, and the guy ran the wrong route where you normally would throw, there ain't no throwaway. It's a penalty if you throw it away from there anyway. I mean, understanding the game. I wish people who announce the game, most of them could understand what was going to be. You never know till what's called in the play. You know what I'm saying? And there's sometimes he should have, sometimes he shouldn't have. That's ball, man. Sometimes it's 2nd and 15. You don't want to be. You want to eliminate that. Sometimes you can't, especially if you're getting aggressive down the field and max up and protections and things. I mean, there's tons of things in ball that we want an answer for everything. Sometimes it's just ball. Stuff happens.
I know we talk about DeAndre, just kind of what his role is, but how would you assess the way guys are just getting used to the precision that comes with this offense and understanding that if one part is off, it might throw the whole
But
thing
that's
off?
any offense. We talk about this offense. This offense is no different than any other offense. Same thing. You got reads, that's what you do. And we've had, I've run this offense for 20 years. Had a lot of freshman guys, a lot of young players play really great. So,
Going back to injuries, Derek Nottie was on crutches.
yeah, had a pulled calf. He had a pulled calf muscle. Did a couple practices ago. And
Matthew,
he'll be fine with me, anything serious. They'll probably keep him out a week or two. I don't really need to see him no more anyway.
Matthew Thomas was missing from the beginning.
He was doing some academic stuff. He had a test and he had to online test and some things he had to get done.
Looking ahead to the spring game, do you have an idea what the roster is if you're going with the player draft again, if you're going back to the ones on
I will say how healthy we are. So I like to do the draft again. Good.
With what you guys have at tight end, does that open some things up offensively?
They're doing some good things, those young guys. Been pleased with the young guys. Kitty and Epshire doing some nice things. And the ability to catch the ball. That's why I say we just put them guys out there. Or move them inside or just change by personnel. We can take whatever play we call and call it any personnel you got. There's 4 wides, 3 wides, 2 tights, it all fits in. So you can just use that personnel and just take advantage of the personnel the other teams do.